Rocks are in some of those boxes. Police in the town have recommended surveillance video, and they urge people not to confront these criminals. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
It's happening to you.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Any showers will head off to the east through the afternoon with drier weather returning. High settling into the lower to middle 60s. Tonight, decreasing clouds, a little cooler, lows 43 to 45. For Tuesday, a beautiful day. Sunshine, highs upper 60s with areas of showers returning Wednesday night through Thursday morning. This forecast is brought to you by Lowe's. Give your home the gift of big savings this year. Hurry in today for great Christmas deals on all of your home improvement needs at your neighborhood Lowe's. And I'm Source Gene 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Ward.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds. We'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, you expect to hear the baritone voice of Mr. Russell Stroud here on Binary. Not today. He is under the weather, and I'm not sure if he's not feeling well or if he's just stuck in the rain somewhere. I don't know. They just said he was under the weather. So instead, you have me, Mr. Judd, here on Binary. Now, this is an interesting show for me to do. The sports, I can hang with Keon on the sports, and I can talk about the surface stuff as the great David Tulis, who you just listened to between 9 and 11, always says that I am the, what does he says? Eric, you can't dig with a plastic shovel. He tells me that a lot. I'm not sure what that means, but I guess he's right. But you're listening to Binary. I want everybody that normally listens to Binary say, okay, it's a different voice. And so when I was asked to do this, I said, apps and things about computers, and I can't talk about Linux and the shadow government and all that good stuff. But what I can do is I can kind of look through my phone and say, what apps do I use? What apps do I like? What apps, could I share with people? And they may or may not use them. They may not even know some of them are out there. May not even think about some of the things like, apps are so prevalent today. They are so prevalent, not only on your phone, but on your tablet. A lot of people have tablets, whether it be an Android platform. Andrew's got a great platform, an Android platform, or a Apple platform. And I'm an Apple guy. I just want to I want to make that disclaimer up front. I am an Apple guy. I love the iPhone 6 Plus. I love my tablet, my iPad. I use it all the time, especially when I'm flying my drone, which the government wants me to register now. Oh, yes. Anyway, I use it then. I use it in other stuff, and I use a Mac. So I really like Apple. But, the nice things about what's going on with apps now, whether you're an Android user or you're a Windows user or you're an Apple user, is that the apps are, I'm getting more and more apps every time I update my Mac. There's more and more apps that they're wanting to use and wanting you to use on your apps, on your Mac. So it looks standard across the board. Remember when I know on my iPad, when the first iPad came out, the app that was on my phone looked exactly like that on my iPad. But now what we're seeing is for the tablets are more and more apps are made especially for the tablets. So they have a different look. And they have a newer look, which I think is cool. It does have it offers more because the screen's bigger and it allows you to do things. And I'm seeing it on my Mac too. There's more and more apps you can do. When I did my latest update, one of the things, I'm not a big Instagram person, but I do post some stuff. Yesterday had a beautiful sunrise, and I posted it on Instagram too. And I did it through the app on my computer, which I think is pretty neat. And I like the way they're doing that because it all looks the same. The app on your phone, you're used to using it. Then you have the app on your tablet, you're used to using it. And then you have the app on your computer. And I like the way that they're making it flow very good between one another. It looks the same, it acts the same. Of course, your computer, the app is going to be able to do a little more. then maybe your phone, just like your tablet app, is going to be able to do a little more than your phone. But still, your phone app, these phones are so powerful. We hear people talk about it all the time. They are so powerful. And I know I don't even come close to using not only most of my brain, but what my phone can do too. So, to me, it's exciting. And that's why I like this show. From 11 to noon, every weekday is binary, and Russell does a great job. And, I hate that he's not feeling well. Maybe he needs to go to the WebMD app. It's a pretty good app. I have that on my phone, and it's one of those, you start thinking about it, your elbow's hurting. So you can go in there and kind of look around and say, my elbow hurts. And, what may cause it. And then, of course, it scares the living hell out of you because, oh, God, you got a cancer of the elbow. No, it doesn't do that. But it will give you, quick remedies or maybe things. And actually, it gets down and it will show the part of the elbow and stuff like that. So maybe Russell, if he's not feeling well, maybe he can, if he doesn't have the WebMD app, he can download it. And then he can be feeling fine and refreshed by the time he comes in the morning. Something else I found out is there is an app, and it's to take your blood pressure with your finger. So what you do is you download the app, and let me find the name of that right quick on my phone. It's the Finger Blood Pressure app. Wow, what a unique name. And you download it, and then when it opens up, you just put your finger on a little thing, shows your thumbnail, and it tells you your blood pressure. Now, I'm sure, you could do it 10 times and get 10 different, but and I did that. I've played with it to see, and they're all fairly consistency. Now, I don't know if this should be, you should stop using your machine or stop going to the doctor to get your blood pressure checked, but still, it'll give you an idea. Maybe, for people that take blood pressure medicine, they kind of know when their blood pressure's up or a little low or not or whatever. They've got their phone with them. They can check and say, hey, it is a little down or it is a little up, and here's what I need to do. Now, Google, of course, has a ton of apps. Google has a ton of everything. But two of the big Google apps that I have on my phone that I absolutely enjoy using, and one of them I'm using more and more here because we have an open border system. Gee, thanks, Barack Hussein Obama. But is the Google Translate. Now, Google Translate's a pretty cool app. You can type or speak into it a English word, and that's kind of, I guess, do we speak English or American here? We might speak American here, right? But anyway, and you want to translate it into another language. You want to translate it into Spanish or French or, Dutch or whatever it is. And it will give you the pronunciation. And in fact, it will actually pronounce it for you. So you can have somewhat of a conversation with someone that cannot speak English. Now, the drawback to it is it's going to use your data, and or unless you're connected to Wi-Fi. So if you say, I'm going to use this, Google Translate, and when I go to Europe, and that's fine. Keep in mind that your data charges may be a little more expensive over there, or you're going to have to find a way to connect with Wi-Fi. But it's a pretty neat app. So, let's say you have some people working for you. I wouldn't say that, people that speak Spanish would work in the construction industry, but say they do. Say you're a contractor or something, and you need to first of all, know what they're talking about. Second of all, so you can communicate with them in an effective way. Google Translate is a way to do that. Now, do you want to have a full conversation with this? Probably not, but it does allow you to have some form of communication. The other Google app and a platform that I like about Google is Google Voice. And I'm a big proponent of Google Voice. And what it is they assign you a phone number through your Gmail account. So you need to have a Gmail account. And we're going to talk about something else here in just a little bit that has to do with your Gmail account. But if you have a Google Gmail, whatever it is, like mine here at the station is 1240am sales@gmail.com. Well, I could get a Google Voice with that. And it's a 423 number. And what I use it for is any kind of promotions I'm doing, whether it be through email or maybe I'm posting something on Craigslist to sell something or for services or something like that. I want people to contact me through my Google Voice so I can track it. I know that I've put that phone number out there, and I know everything coming through that phone number is designated toward a related event. And I can track that on my phone. I can look at it on my phone. I can look at it on my tablet, and I can look at it once again on my laptop. Now, the nice thing about it is not only, it is limited. I mean, you can take phone calls, you can record phone calls on it, and you can text message on it. Now, and that's really about all you can do on it. I don't think you can send images like you couldn't send if you were trying to sell a car and someone said, "Can you send me some images of the car?" I have not found a way where you could send an image. So, but you can, text these people, and then you could email them the image through your Gmail account. But I like Google Voice. It's free. I know there for a while, some of the numbers were taken up, and I think they've released some more numbers. And if you're wanting a 423 number, or maybe you're doing a lot of business in Georgia and you want a 706 number, that because you want to look like you have a presence in Georgia, and it can be used in your business too, because it can come in and you can forward that phone to your regular phone. So it's a pretty neat thing with Google Voice. And I mean, that's just two really neat Google apps that they go across the board, that they go from your iPhone, or in my case, my iPhone, to my iPad, to my Mac. And they do it across the Android platform. Of course, Google will do it across the Android platform too. To me, the YouTube app. Now, I know if you have an Android phone, it comes standard. If you have an Apple phone, you have to download the YouTube app. Now, I'm a big YouTube person. It is the second largest search engine there is, YouTube. I love YouTube. And, I use it all the time. I mean, this summer, I was having problems with my mower. It would run for about minute and a half and then shut off, and then it wouldn't want to start. And then, you say some blessings over it in a special way. And then, it would start and run a little bit. Well, anyway, I sat down, I said, I'm going to figure this out myself. I YouTubed what the problem was, put in what kind of engine it was and everything. And they told me the carburetor has probably got this into it here, and gave me a detailed video, how to take it off, how to clean it, how to put it back together. And it ran fine. So YouTube to me is a valuable source. We do a live feed on YouTube here at Hot News Talk Radio. And not only can you listen to us on AM 1240 and at hotnewstalkradio.com, but you can watch and listen to us on YouTube. And a lot of times, if you're wanting to keep up with something, there's a lot of live feeds on YouTube. There's a lot of replays. I was skipping around through YouTube. I have the new Apple TV, which is, once again, falls into this platform thing, looks very similar to my phone as far as the apps and the new apps you can download. Well, I was watching YouTube, and what I like about YouTube, because I do have a Gmail account, once I sign into YouTube, whatever I'm watching on one device, whether it be my phone, my tablet, my Apple TV, or even my computer, it lets me know what I've watched, and I can go back and watch it again. Now, I was watching some Don Rickles stuff on Johnny Carson. I know what you're thinking. You need to really get a life. You need to get a life if that's what you're doing, Eric. But no, really, I mean, seriously, it was, it's so politically incorrect, but it was pretty cool. I was watching it on my TV, and I can go back and pull up that same video. If I thought it was something, whether it be something informative or funny, I can sit and show, David Tulis, and David Tulis and Don Rickles are very similar. They are very similar people. So, I may want to show him, here, David, here's your Don Rickles. And so I love YouTube. I think YouTube is one of the greatest resources around. In fact, I'd almost rather watch YouTube than I would regular TV. But make sure you have that. If you have an Apple device, I do not believe it comes as part of your package, your automatic apps that are, automatically on there, because Apple likes to put their own, but it's free. I mean, it's a free app. You just download it. You can go in your Apple store or your Google store. And that's something else I like to do. I like to go in and just kind of every now and then just look, see what's popular that you pay for, and see what's popular that's for free. Now, a lot of them are games, tons of games on there. In fact, when I was watching New England last night play, there was several commercials about there's a new gaming app, some kind of war app. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger as the spokesperson. And I mean, they advertised it, and it's good on Google Play and in your app store at Apple. So there's all kind of gaming apps, but I just go in the app store and just look around, just see what's out there. There may be something that I say, I didn't even know that existed. So you're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Now, speaking of apps, if you're on your Facebook app or your Twitter app, we're there too. On Facebook, we're Hot News Talk Radio. On Twitter, we're Hot News Talk. So if you have those apps, no matter what platform, you can find us on there. The TuneIn app, that's an app I use all the time. Speaking of apps, I mean, I think that should be a standard app on your phone. I don't care if you're Windows phone or your Android phone or whatever, download the TuneIn app because you can listen to Hot News Talk Radio AM 1240. It's a free app. You download it and you just type in Hot News Talk Radio AM 1240 and you just save it. Save it in there and you can listen to us anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in your car, whether you're in the office, or whether you're mowing your grass. And when I mow, I love to listen to TuneIn. So there's your helpful app that I keep on mine. Now these two apps I think are very important. Well, actually, it's three apps. First of all, Dropbox. Now, Dropbox is an app, and it's also a program that runs across the platforms. It can be on your tablet, it can be on your phone, and it can be on your laptop. And it is to share large files. You know, have you ever tried to email maybe a picture or a video or something to somebody and it says it's too large, or maybe, you know, you think it's sent and it really doesn't sent because it's too large for them to get in the email. Well, what you can do is you can put stuff like that. And I use this in Sky Aerial Services all the time because I'm sending some pretty big files. You know, you're sending a 3.5 minute high definition video. That's a pretty big file. Or I like to send my pictures in a large format. That way, you know, if I don't know what they're going to use it for, they may going to be printing them out or whatever. But anyway, I use Dropbox. Now, there is a free part of Dropbox. Like most of these apps, you can upgrade to a professional, but Dropbox free, download it on your phone, on your tablet, or on your laptop or your desktop, whatever you have there, but it's free and you can share files. And it makes it a really nice, easy to share files. Not only can you share files, but you can set up so someone, if you're working on a document or if you're working on something else, where they can go in and make some changes too. Of course, you can put them there for your storage so that you don't want to take up room on your phone or tablet or whatever, and then go back and retrieve them later. And along the same lines, if you have a Gmail account, you have something called Google Drive. Now, Google Drive can store things too. It can store videos, it can store Word documents, Excel, pictures, and all like that. So you can retrieve, from the cloud. And then of course, if you have an Apple device, like I do, a lot of your stuff you can set up on iCloud. Now both iCloud and Google Drive and Dropbox come with a limited amount of storage. I understand that. So you may want to have to upgrade. I think iCloud, I upped mine to 200 gigs and it's like $1.99 a month. I mean, that's worth it, $1.99 a month, because I do put some large files in these places so I can share with other people. I mean, whether it be family, friends, or clients, so the nice thing about Dropbox, Google Drive, and iCloud is they work across the platforms. So maybe you're just using it yourself for what you need. And you say, I don't want to have to, I can throw it in my Google Drive or my iCloud or even Dropbox for now, and then, download it on my phone and work on it or whatever. So that's nice. It's a great business tool. It's a great personal tool too. Don't forget, if you need anything at all, call Zen Pankowitz. Hey, it is spelt just like it is said, Zen Pankowitz, for whatever you may need. Maybe you don't need, maybe you don't even know if you need it. Zen Pankowitz. You can find him on the web. You can find him in your directory. That's Zen Pankowitz. Don't forget the name, Zen Pankowitz. And we appreciate Zen being part of Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. After me is Colin Cowherd. Now, Colin Cowherd is the number one sports talk show host in the nation. He's on from noon to 3. Now, we kind of cut in between there from 1 to 2, and we allow Clutch with Keon Rose come in and kind of give us the local sports take on thing, where Colin is going to give you the national. And Colin's one of these guys where even if you don't like him, you want to listen to him because you want to see what he's going to make you mad about today. I enjoy Colin Cowherd. I think he is the top in his field. In fact, when I watched the Dallas game on Fox yesterday, he was on the pregame. And he does his same, man, he hits it hard, and I like that. He pulls no punches. Also, after Colin, now he runs from noon to 1, and then he kind of takes a break, and he's on from 2 to 3. We have Sean Hannity. Now, Sean. I mean, he's on Fox. He's on our radio station, loves to be on our radio station. So that ought to tell you something, advertisers. I mean, if Colin Cowherd, if NASCAR, and if Sean Hannity want to be part of this radio station, don't you? Think of the message you could get out. Think of the message you could get out. And by the way, if you'd like to get that message out, you can give me a call off the air, 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284. But Sean Hannity is on from 3 to 5. Now, normally, Russell would step in and do a show from 5 to 6, but he's not here today. I don't know who they'll get to cover for that. They may allow the CBS guy to do that. I'm not sure. But anxious to see what happens there. But listen to Sean Hannity. I mean, he gives a great conservative perspective. And, you know, number 2 in talk radio, and he is like number 3 on cable. Man, he's big. He's big time it. And he's here on Hot News Talk Radio in Chattanooga. You can listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com and on YouTube. When we come back, we're going to talk some more apps. What other apps do I have on my phone that I need to share with you? I hope the ones, you know, don't forget about Dropbox. Dropbox is important. I like that app. And, of course, you got the WebMD and good stuff like that. You're listening to Mr. Judd, and you're saying, but man, aren't you in the morning? Yes, I am. 7 to 9. I got these little breaks I take. I give you some news, give you some weather, traffic with Mike Wood, and then a little bit of commentary. But look, Periscope, we're going to talk about that because I do a daily Periscope that you do not want to miss. Don't forget, Hot News Talk Radio.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong, and I'll never back down. Conflict works. Allow it.
It's The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Right here and everywhere. Noon Eastern.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
While politicians debate climate change and taking our guns, they leave America vulnerable to disaster. You need to act now to keep your family safe and prepared. Do you have an emergency plan? Do you have long-term storage food? Do you have the skills and mindset to survive a disaster? If not, what are you waiting for? Call P5 Preparedness right now, 423-602-2175. Do you honestly think the government is going to help you? If you do, you are wrong, dead wrong. Don't get caught unprepared. Let the experts at P5 Preparedness get you ready for any emergency or disaster situation. Today, we offer a wide range of classes for the beginner on how to prepare, as well as the expert prepper. We stock a wide range of supplies, including long-term storage food, water filtration, outdoor gear, tactical gear, and plate carriers. P5 Preparedness, East Brainerd Road between I-75 and Gun Barrel Road. You will see the Army Deuce and a Half truck, 423-602-2175, 1309 Panorama Drive, Chattanooga. P5preparedness.com.
Lay your burdens down at the Woodhouse. Leave all your worries at the door. Just take some time. We're transforming lives.
Happy holidays.
At the Wood.
From the Woodhouse Day Spa. Holiday gift cards available at chattanooga.woodhousespas.com.
You have an event coming up for the holidays, or maybe it is your daughter's wedding, or maybe just a church or office party, then you need to select Choo Choo Barbecue. That's correct. Choo Choo Barbecue. Whether you like pork, chicken, or beef. Oh, yes. Choo Choo Barbecue with their savory rub flavor. Oh, my goodness. It's making me hungry right now. You add in their delicious smoked aroma, and you have set the table for a perfect meal with Choo Choo Barbecue. That's right. Choo Choo Barbecue. Why don't you give them a call right now? 423-843-9554. That's 843-9554. Call 423-843-9554. Choo Choo Barbecue. You know where it's located, off of Hickson Pike, right there at the Valley Brook area. Don't kid yourself. Your stomach is already on the way.
Don't be a victim. Arm yourself today at Carter Shooting Supply and Indoor Range, offering the finest selection of personal firearms and ammo, especially the hard-to-find ammunition. You know the police can't protect you. They show up after the crime is committed. The ability to protect yourself, your family, and when called upon, your nation is enshrined in the United States Constitution. Shop the largest selection of shooting supplies on their online store, CarterShootingSupply.com. Carter Shooting Supply and Indoor Range, the largest and cheapest selection in Chattanooga. 6210 Highway 58, Harrison. Call 344-1099. That's 344-1099. Keep your family safe this Christmas by buying them a certificate for Carter Shooting Supply Tennessee Handgun Permit Class. And stop by today to consult one of their qualified experts. They'll fit you perfectly to the firearm that meets your needs. Call 344-1099. You'll always find the widest selection of new and used firearms at Carter Shooting Supply and Indoor Range. 6210 Highway 58, Harrison. Call 344-1099.
The Fed raising rates, China's economy in trouble. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Patrick Neal. At Edward Jones, we provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Stop by my office next to the Target Shopping Center in Hickson, or call me at 423-870-7894. That's Patrick Neal at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
You know, the temperature has risen 1 degree this morning, but the rain has stopped. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. Remember to slow down. Take it easy out there. Okay, we're talking apps. We're talking about apps on my phone. This is Mr. Judd in for the great Russell Stroud, who is normally here on Binary, but he is under the weather. That's better than being under a car, I guess, especially for him. But we, you know, they asked me this, could you do this? You know, and I said yes. And I consulted with some folks and said, you know, I can do this. I'm just going to tell you what I have on my phone and the apps that I use that I believe help me be productive. Now, stop laughing when I say the word productive out there. You know, I heard a pretty good joke. It says, my mother had morning sickness after I was born. Poor fella. Okay. You know, this morning, on America's Morning News, I do the local news and stuff on there. Love for you to listen to us. It's 7 to 9 every morning. You can listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com or on AM or even on the TuneIn app. We talked about the TuneIn app. You know, you got to get it. Doesn't matter the platform you have on your phone. Get the TuneIn app, download it, type in Hot News Talk Radio 1240 AM. You can listen to us all the time. But we had Duke from P5 in here, and we were talking. And, you know, one of the apps that I think is very important that you need to have is a compass app. Now, that's simple. That's a very simple app. You download, and there's, I mean, you know, there's a lot of them in there. I'm not going to recommend whatever you're comfortable with. The one I have, I downloaded, and you take it and you calibrate it, and you calibrate it by moving your phone around and stuff like that. And then once it's calibrated, and it's pretty cool. And I think, you know, Russell had talked about this before, but mine has a level on it too. So you can flip over and you turn it over and you can see if things are level. So if you're building something or maybe a wall's level, maybe you're a contractor looking to purchase a house or something like that, you need to know. But the compass app, which, you know, and I downloaded it, it's pretty neat. And I didn't think about it anymore. Well, there's a show on the History Channel called Hunting Hitler. It's a pretty cool show. I mean, you know, I don't know. They say it's a reality show, but what the hell's real now anyway? You know, is it even real what we're doing right now? Am I real? Too much LSD. Anyway, you know, they're going through how they're taking their premises. Hitler has got away. He didn't die. He didn't kill himself. He didn't take cyanide. He got away. And it was pretty cool. They're in a tunnel. And the tunnel ends, but they feel like it goes. And they've got all this wild equipment. But the guy, to mark it, and so they could follow the tunnel, took his cell phone out, took his smartphone out, and he says, you know, I've got this compass app. He didn't say what kind. And so he's using his compass app on the History Channel, which I think is very important, especially, nowadays. You don't ever know. Like P5 will tell you need to be prepared for something. Maybe you do need a compass. Maybe your GPS is not working, but the compass app will. And it give you directions wherever you are. Now, of course, we know that women are directionally challenged. Hey, I said that in a nice way, and so, but I mean, a compass, they could learn to use the compass app. Maybe you take some time for Christmas. That's what you could give your wife, is the free compass app, or girlfriend. Boy, wouldn't they love you for that? But you could also take the time and kind of maybe show them how to use it, show your kids how to use it, and let them know and just walk through. But I mean, a compass app is that's something you may need at any time. You may need, and it's something simple. Doesn't take up a lot of room on your phone. Download a compass app. Find you one out there. I mean, and they're great. And you know what? That's one of those. I don't know if you'll need it across the platform. You may need it on your tablet. I'm not sure you'll need the compass app on your laptop walking around with your compass. Something, though, that I have used on my tablet and I have used on my phone is the Scannable app. And this is where you can actually scan a document, not take a picture of. I know that's kind of the easiest way. You can take a picture of a document, but this scans it. It scans it just like you would through a scanner, and it can actually convert it over to PDF, which is a way you can send it to someone. So it doesn't look like, I was out of the office, I was at the beach, I got to take a picture of this document, scan someone, but it actually scans it. It's pretty cool. It's free. It's called the Scannable app. It's Scannable app, and you can use it. It's a great business tool to have, or maybe part-time business, whatever. I know David espoused that you should start your own business. Maybe you're doing a part-time business. Maybe you just need something that you don't have. You don't have a scanner available. You're not at home. You're not at the office, but go ahead and scan it, and you can use your phone. It's pretty cool. You're going to have to, it works through your camera, and the way it scans it, it doesn't just take a picture. It scans the document, and then it converts it to a PDF, so you can send it through email, and it looks like you scanned it at home or at the office. I think that's a pretty cool app. Now, social media is huge, and will be 50 here, not too far away, close enough so I can see it, and I will embrace 50. I will still be the beautiful man that you have come to love. Don't worry, it won't change me. But a lot of guys in my age and women and our age, we kind of scoff and say social media, ha ha ha, that's for the kids or whatever. But social media is here. It's a way to advertise. It's a way to reach out to customers and clients. It's a way to do business. You may not want to put your kid's picture, which I wouldn't do that, and I don't want to see picture people when they go out to lunch. Well, I'm going to tweet or put on Facebook what I had for lunch. I don't care what you're eating for lunch, but it is a way to do business. Now, I will say this. It's a way to reach out and get, and the young people really grasp that, and they understand the power of social media and the power of how all this thing goes, quote unquote, viral, but it can be overwhelming. And I think even the young people will tell you it can be overwhelming. You're trying to manage your Twitter account, your Instagram account. You've got a Facebook, and then you get your Facebook pages, which you may have for business. You got all of this going on. Well, there's an app that I really like. It's called Hootsuite, and that's HOOTSUITE, Hootsuite. It's all one word. And it's another one that works across the platforms. You can use it on your laptop. You can use it on your phone, and you can use it on your tablet. It's pretty cool. It's another one of these apps where they give you a little bit for free, and then they want you to pay so much a month to get the pro version. But all I need is the free version, because I can put 3 different social media type items in it. And I have my Twitter, and I have my Facebook page, not my Facebook, which I'm not on Facebook. So don't go looking me up and say, well, you're not. No, I'm not. But I have a couple of Facebook pages that I use, and my Instagram. Okay, so I have those, and my LinkedIn. Now, I kind of alternate between LinkedIn and Instagram depending on what I'm doing. And I'll kind of, take one of those down and do the other. So your LinkedIn is part of that too, which is important. That's your business. So what you can do is you can schedule your tweets, you can schedule your Facebook post, and you can schedule it to either go to Instagram or LinkedIn. If you unless you want the pro version, which you can Tumblr and all that other stuff that's out there, you can put a lot more in there. But the nice thing about it, if you are just trying to have a presence on social media, whether it be for business or maybe personal or whatever. And you don't want to take the time, well, I don't want to have to tweet all day, or I don't want to have to post on Facebook all day. If it's stuff that maybe it's the thought of the day, or maybe it's not, like news, right? I wouldn't do this with news that, you don't want to post something tomorrow that happened today on news and say, hey, look what I just found. They're going to think, what is wrong with this person? But I mean, you have the thought of the day. Maybe you want to put out the thought of the day every day at 1:15, or, maybe you want to, you're following your favorite football team, go Hogs, and you want to put something out like that. Or maybe you have a special that you're running for the week in your business and you want to throw it out there. Hootsuite allows you to schedule this. And the nice thing about it, I use this with Sky Aerial Services all the time. What I do is I sit down on a Sunday and, yes, I go to, well, not all the time, but yeah, my church yesterday was that beautiful sunrise. I mean, that's something I was close to the Lord yesterday with that sunrise. If you didn't see it, I feel so sorry for you. Anyway, what I do is I go ahead and schedule most of my tweets and Facebook posts for the week. And it's very simple to do, because now if it's news, of course, if there's breaking news, I'm going to tweet it out. And I even use Hootsuite for something that's immediate. So the nice thing with Hootsuite is I can take it and I can break down every, I'm going to post something at 1 o'clock one day, 3 o'clock the next day, 10 o'clock, like that. And I can have 3 or 4 posts go out every day, so it looks like I'm active on social media, but really I'm not. And then, of course, if I see something I want to grab a picture of, or I read a headline and I want to go ahead, I use Hootsuite for that. Why? The other reason is it posts to all 3 at the same time. So I don't have to go, well, I got to put this on Facebook and put this on Twitter, and then I need my LinkedIn to do this. No, I can do it all at once. So for me, it makes it really simple, and that's Hootsuite. Go check it out. It's free. Once again, it's a free app, and it works great on your iPhone, or your phone or your tablet or your laptop, either one. So I like that. I'm all about that. Now, news apps, I think you need to get some news apps, just like I think if you're on Twitter, make sure you follow some news organizations. Times Free Press has a pretty good news app here. I like it. I like the Drudge Report. I do Fox, I do CBS apps. I think you need some of those apps. Now, the thing with me is, do I want all the notifications? Some of them I do. I'm an ESPN guy. I like sports, and I go in. Nice thing about ESPN, get that ESPN app, and I have the Watch ESPN. Don't want to miss anything. But on the ESPN app, which I would consider this news, what I do is I went in and favored some teams. So I have some teams that I follow. So I'm going to get an alert on my phone. And the nice thing about notifications or alerts on your phone is you can kind of go in and you can say, okay, I want to only know, all right, here's who I follow on my ESPN app. And I do this, I get a Fox News alert. I do get the Times Free Press alert, because I want to know what is going on locally, if there's breaking local news. And they do a good job with it. Hands off. They do tops there. But on the ESPN app, I'm following Arkansas football, Chattanooga Mocs football, and Titans football. That's my big 3 that I like to follow. Well, you can't tell I like football, but I want to know everything about them. I want to know news. I want to know scores, but what I don't care about kickoff. I'm going to know the kickoff, but so during the season or during the game when they're playing, I'm going to get news, if someone's injured, but I'm also going to get when they score, so I can keep up with the game. Yesterday, while the Titans were playing, if that's what you want to call it, I couldn't be, I wasn't close to the radio. I was actually, flying with Sky Aerial Services, so I wasn't close to the TV but I got alerts on my phone. My phone kept me up what was going. Of course, the way they lost, and it wasn't even close the whole game. I want to turn the alerts off, but still, I got my alerts during the phone. So I like that. So make sure you go in and take the time. Don't be scared of your phone. Don't be scared. I know guys my age are like, well, I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to tear it up. Especially women. Women are really scared of electronics, especially, women my age. You're probably not going to hurt anything. We can always reset the device and start all over. But ESPN's I like ESPN. It's a good app. I think it's a good news app. Times Free Press has a great app. Follow, the local TV stations here have good apps. Some of them even have a separate weather app. Now, you get me started on the weather, but that's okay. The weather app I use, It kind of cracks me up sometimes because it can be totally wrong or it can be pretty good. I mean, it's the AccuWeather app. And like today, it said it's going to start raining in 54 minutes. I was like, wow, really? And it will rain for 121 minutes. Of course, it also say it's cloudy, with a chance of rain. I look outside and it's as sunny as it can be, but it's weather. What do you expect out of weather? All kinds of good apps. And like I was saying in the first hour, the way the apps are transferring over from your phone to your tablet to your laptop now, I mean, and they all look the same. And I know my Mac is being app driven. They're wanting you to go more to apps, I mean, of course they want you to, still go on your browser and look, but it's really, it's being driven toward apps, which I think is cool because it all looks the same. What's on my laptop, what's on my phone, and what's on my tablet, the app all looks the same as far as, when you go to find it. Now, there are different features in there because they have different things going on because they have you can do more on your laptop. It's expandable. It's got more memory and stuff like that. And then visually, it's going to look a little different. But other than that, the apps are pretty much the same, which I think is very, very cool. Now, this goes out to all you 20-somethings. And I know I know guys my age are going to go, oh, hell yeah, it's about time. I get sick and tired of hearing from 20-somethings, I don't have time or I'm tired. I mean, I hear that I don't have time. I can't do that. I don't have time. I don't know. Stop it right now. You are a technology-driven generation. So I have an app for you. Yes, I do. It's called the Productivity app. It's going to cost you $1.99. I think you can afford that, but it will help you with your time management. And it is a great app. It is a great app. You can find it on the Apple platform, or you can find it on the Google platform. Either one. It's productivity. It's just type in productivity, and you'll see it. It's a little green out. It is very good. It will help you manage your time, young people. I don't buy the excuse you don't have time anyway, but anyway, it will help you manage your time. Not only that, it will expand you can put your goals in there, and it'll remind you. You can set up reminders. You have daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. You can set that up for reminders. It'll remind you, what have you done toward your goals today? It's kind of that keeps you accountable type deal, which is, I mean, it's an expansive app. You can set it up to do all kinds of things, but it really helps you manage your time. That way, all of these young people that are so busy doing nothing can manage that. And then, tell them next time, if you've got a son or daughter that age, well, I don't have time to do that, your dad, wait a minute, I'm going to help you. I love you so much, I'm going to give you this app. That way you can go and you can be productive. So that way they can't give that excuse anymore. They don't have time. Productivity, it's a great app. I would suggest this for anybody at any age. If you're a goal-oriented person, you're going to absolutely love it. I mean, because if you have daily goals or you have weekly goals, it's really good for weekly goals because it'll remind you, what have you done toward your weekly goal today? And it states the goal. So it's pretty neat. I like that app. All right. The other app that I really, really like, and I have to give kudos to Confederate Mike on this. He's the one that, I don't want to say he turned me on to this app because that'd be kind of weird. Confederate Mike turning me on. That'd be really weird. Okay. Now I need some kind of app. I'm going to go back to the WebMD app, but it's Periscope. And now Periscope kind of works with Twitter. I think you have to have a Twitter account to have a Periscope account, but it is a pretty neat app. And what it is you become a live broadcaster, live and in person. And I do a Periscope broadcast every morning at 7:50. Now, if you want to follow me on Twitter so you can see that, it's EL Judd. It's EL Judd on Twitter. But if you're following us on Twitter here at Hot News Talk Radio, it's Hot News Talk, and on Facebook at Hot News Talk Radio. Now, I'm going to kind of wind all this stuff up, and here's what I do. Periscope, it gives you a live broadcast at that moment. Okay, and people will, you can see people broadcasting live and you can watch them. They will even leave comments and they put little hearts on there. But every morning at 7:50, I do a rant. Now, today was about climate change. And I know if you know me, I know you're saying, wow, that's a big surprise. But I mean, every day is a different subject. And it's usually about anywhere between 2 and 3 minutes. I just give my opinion on something news of the day. You know, and like Friday, it was, hey, man, let's get our Zen on and have a good weekend. And we did that. So what I do is I do my Periscope. And what it does, it immediately, when you finish, it goes to Twitter and sends out to all of your followers on Twitter that you just did a Periscope. So they can watch it too. So you have people on Periscope watching you live, and then you got people after the fact watching you. Then what I do, because it goes across the platform, I can even get Periscope on my Apple TV, which is pretty cool. I mean, I can't broadcast, but I can see what people are broadcasting. So, you know, I can do it on my tablet. I can do it on my phone. I can even do it on my laptop. So what I do is after I do that, after it's 7:50, after I do my Periscope and do my rant and give my opinions, and you know, today, I must say, today was a good day. I had 25 people watching me live. It's a new high for me. And you're like, 25 people? Hey, you know, that's pretty good. When you got that many people watching you on Periscope, it's not bad. And here's the key to that. It's a headline. You want to do a good headline. And you have to do that. You know, so people were kind of watching Periscope and seeing what's going on, and then they want to see, you know, what is the headline? And my headline today was "Say No to Climate Change." Well, boom, 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 boom. I mean, you know, I'm checking right now. I had 25 people view while I was watching. I've had 3 so far watch the replay. Now, here's what I do: is I send it and put it on my Facebook page also. So it goes to Facebook or one of my Facebook pages. Not my Facebook page, but one of my business pages. And then I take and I go to my laptop, because that's what I use when, you know, right here. I know like Russell uses his phone a lot when he does his broadcast here at Hot News Talk Radio. But when I'm on AM 1240, I'm using my laptop. I mean, that's just, I guess that falls back to the old fashioned type deal. But what I do is I go and I pull up my Periscope. I take it, I copy that link, I throw it into Hootsuite right quick. And that way it gets out to the Hot News Talk on Twitter and the Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, which that way I've got more people seeing my rant. You know, so it's pretty cool the way you can do that. I love Periscope. You know, some people put things like their kids' basketball game. Some people, I mean, we did a great thing. We were at Woodhouse Spa, beautiful facility. We had one of the nice young ladies there. She kind of gave us a kind of a quick mini tour, and we did that on Periscope, and then we posted it and sent it out on our Twitter account and on our Facebook account. So it's pretty neat. It's a live broadcast. She was like, well, I didn't do my hair and all. You know, it's not, we're not going to, I don't think we're going to win the Emmy or the Academy Award on this, but it's a quick snapshot. Now keep them to about 2 or maybe 3 minutes. I wouldn't go over 3 minutes. I really shouldn't. You know, if you can do it in that minute and a half to 2 minutes, there's some of my rants, I go 3 minutes, but if you can get it in that, boom, 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 and go. You know, you don't want to do a 30-minute broadcast on Periscope. And I mean, you know, the attention span these days, we microwave our food. I mean, come on. We're not going to be watching a 30-minute. All right. I hope you've enjoyed some of the apps. I keep an app on my phone called Cure Stress. I actually heard about it on the radio station. It's Cure Stress app. It'll kind of give you about 6 minutes to kind of meditate and get your mind right and get you thinking right and get you, you know, feeling good about yourself the way you should as you listen to Hot News Talk Radio and, you know, feel good. Hey, listen, following me is Colin Cowherd here on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. He's on from noon to 1. Clutch is going to slide in here, and Keon Rose does a pretty good job covering the local aspect of sports. He's on 1 to 2, and then we pick Keon back up. We have to pick him up because he falls down a lot. Very clumsy fella, great sports guy, but very clumsy. But then we have Colin Cowherd. He steps back in here from 2 to 3, and then we have Sean Hannity from 3 to 5. So we got a great lineup for you. No reason really to listen to another radio station. None. I've tried to figure it out. None whatsoever. Just can't figure it out. Don't forget Zen Pankowitz. Ah, yes, you need it. He's got it. You want it. He'll find it for you. If you don't even know you need it or want it, you know what? He'll make you need it and want it. That's what Zen Pankowitz does. His name is spelled exactly like it sounds. Do not forget that. You can catch him on the web. You can catch him on your phone, on your tablet, apps, anything. The one and only Zen Pankowitz. He's everywhere. He's like a bad penny. He's liable to turn up anywhere. That is the one and only Zen Pankowitz. And we thank him for being a sponsor on this show today. Get out and give somebody a hug. Tell them thank you. Smile at them. It's Monday. Let's have a great Monday, because that's going to set the tone for the rest of the week. You're listening to Binary here on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.